Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I've got a video for you from Judge Capper in Ohio. And the acoustics in this room are really bad, so there are times where I put sound warnings on the screen. Please adhere to those because sometimes it gets loud. The other thing is, this is so wild that I decided I wasn't even going to try to monetize it. This is my gift to you guys. I didn't bleep any words out, so you get to hear them all, and I will let you guys watch.
State of Ohio versus Kayla Holbrook. Case number CRA 25804 A and B, CRB 25805 C and D.
Brittany.
State ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Morford, you're ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Call your first witness.
We'll call Brittany Kazee.
See if you'll come up to the witness and not worry. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yeah. Let me see.
Brittany, tell the court your full name.
Brittany.
What's your address?
Township Road 37, World 1, 456.
Do you know Kayla Holbrook?
She's my next door neighbor.
Is she in the courtroom, and if so, can you point to her, please?
She's sitting right there.
Should point to the phone.
On December 22nd, just a few days ago, there was a report made to the Lawrence County Sheriff about a problem between you and Kayla Holbrook.
Sure.
And sheriff's deputies were called into your residence, is that right?
Well, the neighbors had called.
Neighbors called?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then, because I tried to call 911 on my phone without 911. So I had to do Facebook messages to people, and my son did during the fight, trying to get her, so we'll get there.
Okay. Well, I would like for you to tell the court what caused the sheriff's deputies to be called out there.
Okay, so I'm going to take you from the beginning.
I want you to talk to the judge so he can hear you, okay?
Could you, Judge, would you ask her to talk up just a little bit?
Yeah, make sure everybody can hear you.
So Kayla and I are next door neighbors, and we've had a love-hate relationship since we've lived there. We've had issues in the courts before, and just dropped it all. And she come to me at fault. She's going through with her husband, and her husband had taken her daughter away. She was sitting in her house alone. She messaged me, admitting things that she had done to me in the past, causing problems, killing my animals, hurting things, causing issues, and just being lying and causing drama, and that's just issues in general, admitting that messages. And she apologized, and I took her as sincere, like this is started for maybe I can live here in peace because I'm not in peace since I lived there. I can't go to my yard, and she goes, threatening saying if somebody comes on the property, they got a right to protect it, and if a dog gets in trap on the well, kill it, things like that. But she came at me as like she was sincere and apologetic and meant it. Well, we talked for a few days back and forth on the phone, and finally she said that she was out of a vape pen, a marijuana vape pen. And I grew this year, and I told her, I showed her some, I was like, girl, come over and smoke, because the vapes will give you popcorn so she comes over and stuff, and she had talked to me about her different small language and stuff, and I felt like we were really getting somewhere, like, as a friendship, like, I started trusting her, I started feeling like she gave a shit. Yeah, to the point, her husband returned her car and it was overheating on her. We drove to my mom's with the car overheating, and we sat and talked and laughed and we played games. Friendship, and I fixed the spark plugs on her car and was trying to order a thermostat and do things, like trying to be friendly. And I even allowed her to come to my house and just clear her mind. She'd come in and she'd clean my bathroom. She rearranged my whole entire bathroom, and I just let her, like, if that's what clears her mind, she's not hurt none, I just let her do it. And so following up, that was just a day or whatever. And we've been talking for about 4 days, 3 of them over the phone and then not one day. Well, she started carrying stuff over and stuff, and it was like makeup and a waxing kit, and she took me to waxing my body and my living room floor with this hard wax that I like never got off. And we were just girlfriends, like. So I don't know who messaged her, what happened, but she got upset and she started like Facebook, told my son, "Shut the fuck up, Gabriel." Gabriel loves her. She has never been loud before nothing. She has been nothing but calling, full attention, giving him one-on-one, being the perfect human with my kid at this point, every day that she came over. So this was like totally out of the way.
Brittany, let me interrupt you for a second. Are we talking about, we need to get to
I'm
December
getting to the day, I'm
22nd?
not that day, I'm getting there, I just want everybody to see, so they're not like, well, that don't make sense. So, anyway, that day, she got frustrated, and before she went home for the night, because she stayed there sometimes till 11 o'clock at night, and then she'd go home. Well, that day, she was like, she just kind of went mad, and she was like, I need to do something hard, and I told her, because I kept her from drinking and everything. And she said she wanted to get meth or vodka, but she was mad. And I figured she was talking to her husband, I don't know. And she was she was sitting in my chair, and I just kind of got on top, like, beside her and sitting in the chair with her. I was talking to her, trying to give her confidence and told her that I'm here for her, she's better than that. And she just kind of pushed me out of the way, and she's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. She runs out the back door, and she disappears. However long later, 20, 30 minutes later, she comes busting through my back door, right after we did. These little coochie shorts on, eyes rolled in her head, saying, help me, help me, help me, something's wrong. And I thought she was having a seizure or something, so I asked her, I was like, come lay down, come lay down. So I take her to the man's room and see if that's not working. I let her down the room, she said, shut the fucking light off. I turned the light off and I shut the door and said, listen, I'll bring you an ashtray here. You can smoke in here, you need something hard, I don't care. And I offered it all and I shut the door. I started hearing her talk to somebody, mind you, no phone, no nothing's in there. No TV, no nothing. And she said, her talking to herself, and my 5-year-old now, we're being nosy, we got our ear up to the door like this, and she's in there laughing, saying Logan and Christy and Bruce and talking to all these people, and just laughing, and went, masturbating. She was masturbating so loud, I was like, okay, sit all over there. I moved my son over, opened the door, and said, hey, what are you doing, dude? I knew at that point when she looked at me and she was aggressive, I knew that she was about to go down, because she's already went back into that mode that I've seen a year prior. She already went back into that mode. Before I could shut that door and turn around and figure out how I'm gonna get this out of my house, she came out the door and grabbed on my son. He literally ripped his own damn hair out to get to her. She smashed his face into her breast. Mind you, she had spent the whole time hollering for him. Gabriel, get in here. And I told her, he is in trouble. He is not coming in there. Did I not? Stop. Okay, never mind. She's not running it. But anyhow, and I said no, because he was in trouble. And that's not why I wasn't letting him in there. I wasn't letting him in there because she's masturbating. So anyhow, before I could get turned around, I shut the door before I could get 4 or 5 feet. She comes out, she grabbed my son, smashing his head all over her breast and her vagina, and he's ripping his own hair out, saying, stop. He's screaming, demons, get out of my friend, amen. Demons, get out of my friend, amen. Screaming, trying to save this woman, thinking demons got her, and she was jumping some fucking dead. She jumped on my damn back. And I tried to rip her off, and they had made porcelain, you put the light in the little lighthouses, I have like 300 of them, they're from the 80s. And I had them all painted on a towel. And I stepped down one of the chimney things, and I had to collapse. It's not able to step through my foot. And when I did that, that's when she jumped on top of the baby. I need to grab something, because this is the only reason he's alive. And this is the only reason I'm testifying against her. I would have forgave her had she not touched my children. Had it been just me, it would have been different. I'm going to show you something. This here is what Chris, my friend Jason, the works with wife, gave to me as a gift. She didn't like it. She said it was cheap, whatever. This here, if there was a to count my son, I put a tail around his legs and I fastened him in this. And I'm telling you, she was beating him like a grown-ass man, like, bam, bam, bam. Sorry. Bringing my child around like that, and I did everything to rip her off. Ripped her fucking hair out, beat her, punched her, bit her, stabbed her, threw shit at her, and she wouldn't get off. She was like, move her a piece of fucking steel, and she went back off. Flipped around to her, she's choking me. She choked me till I pissed myself and shit myself. And then finally, when I go over, I'm throwing paper, diapers, mine shuts down, you can't think straight. I'm doing everything I can to get her off, and she's looking at me, nigger, brown eyes, got it out, got it out. She was, Christy, I kill you. Going to this fucking nut mode. And I'm like, Kayla, honey, please calm down, come on, let's get out of the house, and she was freaking totally the fuck out, and finally, we made it out to the chair, and I've got her pinned down like this, and I'm taking my foot, and I'm pushing my baby, my 5-year-old is already at this point, got hold of the baby's knocked out cold as fuck, thought my baby was dead, I was fucking crying, I was like, you stupid bitch, you killed my fucking baby, why, Kayla, and I'm like, trying to get her off, pushing the baby this way, my 5-year-old is trying to drag the baby under the bed, screaming, and cannot get the baby under the bed. I'm trying to look at him, and I can't do nothing about it. I'm trying to get out, right at the night, she's like, let me go, I'll leave, let me go. I knew I said, okay, I can't let you up, I cannot let you up. And she just kept choking me, we just kept fighting until eventually, I got a little sliced up, she got a cut on her hand or whatever, grabbed a knife from me or whatever, or me like stabbing her knife. Got her out of the house, and then she disappeared out of the house, she came back, and I don't know if she was fucking herself with a pistol, but I ran to tell me to come with her, what, and she disappeared again. That's when the neighbors called the law on her, and I was trying to still call 911, and they were saying, die when you never called out. So I had to get on Facebook and try to get people to get help, because I know she's got an arsenal of weapons. We've already been through the gun situation here in this court. And I promise you, Judge, I've never wanted to kill anybody in my life, and I still don't want to kill a girl. We cannot live next to her. She goes from the most best person, biggest heart, just this woman you wanted this, to totally take your life away right now. And that is no shit. One of my kids or me, we're going to end up dying. Or we're all going to be dead. If I would have gone over to her, I'd be dead. My son would be dead. My baby would be dead. Because she already tried to call me in the room to molest him. I felt, 0, 0, 0, 0, and I gave the iPad to officers already. Her masturbating in front of my Christmas tree, me asleep on my couch, and her taking naked photos of my son wrapped up out of his cow and back. Then gave that to the cops.
Brittany, I have some questions for you. Because I think you
Why
might
don't you have a
have.
seat, man?
I'm so sorry. I look like a nut up here.
Brittany, did you get hurt?
Did I get hurt? Yes, I got hurt.
How?
I got choked. I got my skull bashed in with the nativity things. I got slammed around, sliced up with a knife, and she bit me and was trying to turn everything towards me.
She used a knife on you?
Yes, we had a
Did
knife.
it cut the skin?
I grabbed the knife. I did. And I didn't cut her until she was choking me and trying to get her out of the house. She was choking me at this point. We went backwards into my kitchen. I have this in my, I don't know. I tried to kill her. I did. And I just ended up getting her hand.
Did you seek any medical treatment for
Yeah, we all went to
yourself?
hospital. My kids almost dead.
Okay, let's talk about you first. What injuries did you have?
Cuts on my back, cuts on my stomach, my legs, slice marks from where she had it, and I had to pull my body away. Knocks on my head, they had to do a CT because check for a blood clot in my throat, because I had bruising and nail impressions and cuts on my face and knots out. Just my head was beat up. My body, I was just beat up. But at no point did I get stabbed.
How did you get the cuts on your back?
From her, me and her fought. This was a 2-hour fight with no help. We were so exhausted. I mean, we were done. Neither one of us had a bit of energy left.
Now,
we were all away.
you demonstrated pretty adamantly with the baby seat there about your child. Did your child have
Our
medical
child
treatment?
has pump knots all over his body, bruising, the growth plates. Where he's 4 months old, the growth plates, they have to have they have the imagings that they need, but they're waiting for the specialists to come in that can actually take the different machinery and view closer to see what are fractures and what are growth platelets.
Is that the baby with the
And the baby's
initial BB?
And
BB or
BB is Brace and Bruce.
All right, where is BB?
He was just a little fella in here screaming. There we go.
And he's had doctor care. Did you get stabbed with a knife?
I got sliced with a knife. sliding
Where
myself away from it. My back, my stomach, because I never let go of the knife. And I realized if you ever pull a knife on somebody, make sure to don't let it lose it because they'll kill you with it real quick.
Did you
She bit my
show
arm
anyone those, did you show the law enforcement officers cuts or anything?
Yeah, they took photos, they took the knife, they got everything. Well, there's another knife, because there was a second knife, I don't know where it was at, I moved in my house, and also the fingernail file that she was trying to get him under his bed. Like, you gotta think 2-hour fight, I can't give you all of it. It's not even there, I'm sitting at home still remembering things like old shit, so.
Did she appear to be under the influence of something when all this happened?
Nope, sober, I made sure she was sober 4 days in or outside, didn't drive her nothing, she was sober.
But you said something about that she wanted
okay,
to get some drugs.
Yeah, she said she wanted to get some drugs, but there was a Joshy Saunders who lives up on the bridge when I was noticed through her iPad. That's when I found the nudes of masturbating in front of Christmas tree, me asleep on the couch, photos of all of us and stuff. I read into her messages, and the Joshy Saunders had been sneaking her vodka by garage or garbage cans up on the thing and slipped something in her mailbox. Could have been meth, could have been Adderall, could have been vodka. He said, "Did you get your gift out of it? Get your stuff out of the mailbox." So apparently somebody dropped something off to her. I don't know what it was, and then she came back. And the deputy has the passcode, has the iPad. I have all the messages, everything I have. I'm not just speaking up my ass, I have proof. Sorry about my language.
Is that a blanket apology for everything you said?
Yes, it's a general.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I apologize. I do, I really apologize. It's taken a lot of time right now.
And this is all stuff that happened on December 22nd of this year, is that
Yeah.
right? That's all I have, Your Honor.
Mr. Morford.
Were there any witnesses to this, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Were there any witnesses?
Yes.
Who?
My 5-year-old son that is very articulate and very smart.
Okay. And did you go to a clinic or a hospital or somewhere for medical treatment?
Yeah, the ambulance took us from my house and they took us to Calvin. We all went to Calvin ambulances.
When Ms. Holbrook first came to you, she was seeking comfort from an anxiety attack, is that correct?
No, she was just lovely. She said she was, she came to me apologizing for the stuff that she said. You want me to read the text to you? It was just her literally coming out saying, I want to apologize for all the stuff I've done. The animals that I killed, how I killed them and everything else. And for lying when you say you're on drugs. And I've got the text. Sorry.
Did you hand her half a Suboxone during this event?
I've never offered her anything or given her anything. I don't even, my medicine has never even improved.
So that's a no.
I don't trust people around my medicine. I didn't even know she knew I took it. Because I don't let people know it. It's not something I'm proud of.
Did she have any animal with her when she came?
An animal?
An animal? Any kind of animal?
Animal? Like animal?
Like a dog or service animal or something like that?
She has a dog. She has Rosie. She's a black lab.
We tried to intermix them, but they didn't do this.
Okay, and can you tell me for about how long this incident might have gone on?
Over an hour.
Over an hour?
Over an hour.
You couldn't call for help
No.
or leave,
Couldn't
take
get
your child
my
and
hands
leave?
free call for help for one. All I had was my 5-year-old. This is the phone. Trying to message Meemaw and Recall and everybody else. As soon as the cop showed up, my father-in-law, James Kazee, ex-father-in-law, I'm divorced from his son now, showed up with guns ready to, because he already knew his grandson called him and was showing him what was going on. Help us, our neighbor's crazy. And Poppy was already there, ready to come do whatever he had to do to protect us.
How long have you been neighbors?
We're on 5 years. And we've been in court twice already. This is the third time, I think.
This is the first time you've been involved in criminal charges?
No.
With her?
No.
You've had some in
We
the
have a
past?
past. She put it on my 3-year-old a year and a half ago.
2 years ago on May the 8th, there was a.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
You may step down now.
And I wanted to say something. Can I ask a question?
Tell Mr. Hill what you want to say. You can't say nothing short unless you're asking a question.
Your Honor, we'll call Deputy Show.
Deputy Show. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please.
Sir, are you Deputy Schuyler Show?
Yes, sir.
You work with the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir.
And were you on duty on December 22nd, 2025, and were you dispatched to 1564 Township Road 97 in Willowwood, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall what was the purpose of that dispatch?
So we have a computer in our cars that have CAD notes. The CAD notes had came up as someone attempting to break into a house. Did they have had prior instance with, which would have been Kayla Holbrook.
Now, do you know that the person that was making the accusation that she was breaking into the house,
It's going to be a Dennis Simpkins.
does he live in the vicinity of Kayla Holbrook?
Yes, I would say probably half a mile from her address.
Is that where you went then to Mr. Dennis Simpkins' residence?
Yes, sir.
What did you find when you got there?
When I first arrived, I saw a male walk outside who walked up to me. He had a phone in his hand. They had cameras on the house. While back, he had a camera. It showed Miss Kayla Holbrook hunkered down by his back door.
Did he know who she was?
From prior instance of her messaging his son, yes.
Did you know who she was?
I have dealt with her a little bit before at the sheriff's office.
Did you locate her there at Mr. Simpkins' residence?
Yes, sir.
What were the conditions that you found her in there?
When we first walked out back to the back door, she had been hunkered over. She was saying something. I couldn't understand what she was saying. It was like her speech was scattered everywhere. She was just saying different words, making zero sense at all.
What was she trying to do? Could you determine what she was attempting at that point in time?
At some points, I have told her to let me show her hands. It was advised to us that she may have had a gun or knife. At certain points, she was kicking the door, slamming her fist up against the door, and then that's when we just kept advising her to let us see her hands.
The door of a residence?
Yes, Mr. Dennis Simpkins.
Did you receive any kind of information that she was trying to get in that house?
Dennis Simpkins did have a statement. He said he did fear that she was trying to get inside the house.
Did you place her under arrest at that time?
Yes, sir.
Now, at that point in time, were you aware of the situation that was alleged to have been, having occurred in that same vicinity at another residence?
On my way there, I do know dispatch had radioed that there was something else happening at a different address, which I believe Deputy Sergeant Atkins was at while I was at the other address.
Okay. Did you place her into custody then at that point?
Yes.
And what was her state of dress at that time?
She was fighting with us. We gave her multiple chances to let us show her hands, and we had to use the force necessary to place her under arrest.
Did she have all of her clothes on?
No, sir. She looked like she only had shorts on at the time. No shoes, socks, no shirt.
And that's when you found her, she was like that, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? And who was with you? What other law enforcement officers were with you?
I know it was Deputy Brandon Cochran, and then later it was Corporal Mullins. That I know we had a couple of troopers there back in South where they had the cuffs at that point.
Okay. And so it was Sergeant Atkins that was primarily responsible for the other situation?
Yes, sir.
And as a result, did you make a report alleging attempted Burglary?
Yes, sir.
That's all I have of this witness, Your Honor.
Did you look for any signs of a break-in?
We had got her to the car. I did not make my way back up there to look if there was any damage to the door. I do know when I talked to Mr. Simpkins, he advised that there was what seemed to be mud prints, but no damage to the door.
What was the condition of my client, would you say? Was she mentally distressed in any way? If you're able to say.
I don't want to say mentally distressed. I'm in no way or form to say she has problems or anything, but I will say she wasn't acting right.
She was anxious?
I will say that I come across many people and that she just wasn't in the right state of mind at that time.
Did she relate to you that she thought she might die?
There was many different things that she said. I don't recall if that was one of the things she said.
That's all I have, Judge.
Officer, I've got some questions.
Yes, sir.
Did she appear to have any wounds or anything? Because I'm trying to understand if this was before or after the incident with Ms. Kazee.
So we were fighting with her, trying to get her in cuffs. Our main objective was to get her cuffed up and then make sure she was okay. I got her in the back of the cruiser where she was later took down to the other address, closer to a squad to get her checked out. When pulling her out of the car, my cruiser was a little bit bloody, so we had EMS come check her out. I'm not for sure if that was before or after.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Deputy, when you went to the address of Mr. Simpkins and his residence,
Yes, sir.
did you become aware that Sergeant Atkins was at the other address, that
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
at Ms. Kazee's address?
I could see his cruiser down there, yes, sir.
Okay. So from your perspective, were you under the understanding that something had happened at Ms. Kazee's residence first, and then Ms. Holbrook went to Mr. Simpkins' residence?
From my understanding, the first call that came in was Dennis Simpkins' residence. I know there was a little bit of dispatch radio going on. I was driving, was focused on getting there. I don't recall everything that was said on the radio.
But you had her in custody. She couldn't have then gone and done I get these names. What Ms. Kazee.
Correct, sir.
I mean that's why Sergeant Atkins was at her residence, because something had already happened, right?
Correct.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Nothing further.
You may sit down. Thank you, officer.
That's all right. That's okay. Sergeant Atkins, Your Honor.
All right, you raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sergeant, state your name and where you are employed.
Sergeant Gary Atkins, Montgomery Sheriff's Office.
On December 22nd of 2025, were you dispatched out to the Willowwood area to the residence of Ray Kazee?
Yes, I was.
And I would like for you to explain to the court what the nature of the dispatch was about and what you learned as you went there and encountered the situation.
So we received two calls for this area. One of the calls we received was that somebody was potentially stabbed at 1681 Township Road 97 in Willowwood. Another call we received was that there was a female trying to enter the residence of 1564 Township Road 97. While officers went out to that scene, We received additional information from our 911 center that Kayla Holbrook had been at the original location, 1681, and had fled after the assault had occurred, and was at the address of 1564. Original reports were that an infant was involved in the assault, and another juvenile, and Ms. Kazee. Our understanding was, based on information we received from third parties that was speaking to Ms. Kazee over social media, was that one or the other was likely deceased or likely to be deceased based on the assault that occurred. So as we were arriving in the area, that we showed continued past 1681 to 1564. I looked to my right as he lives, and I saw her flagging through the window. So I stopped her residence while showing her the rest. Because at this point, we weren't entirely sure where Mrs. Kayla was located, so she went to investigate the secondary location. As I exited my patrol vehicle, Brittany came onto the porch of her residence and began shouting that her baby was dying in the closet, that she needed help, needed an ambulance. So I obtained my med kit from my vehicle, crossed the creek. As I approached the residence, Brittany was standing there, partially undressed, had a knife in her hand. I asked her to throw the knife down onto the porch. She complied with that. Again, telling me that a physical altercation had occurred between herself and Kayla. I asked her where the children were. She allowed me into her home. Immediately upon entering, I noticed that there was an obvious signs of a struggle that occurred. There were broken ornaments on the floor. The living room area was in disarray. Ms. Kazee was very, very distraught, very emotional, very excited, very upset. She led me to the bedroom. I anticipated seeing, as our reports were potentially deceased individual. She opened her closet door. There was a 4 to 5 year old male child who began explaining that he was very scared and shaken. There was also an infant, probably 4 to 5 months old, began crying immediately. She pulled the children out of the walls out again immediately. Visual assessment, the best I could, of the potential injuries. As I'm looking at the infant and the younger child, Brittany begins to describe to me what had occurred between herself and Kayla. Initially seeing the baby, there wasn't obvious signs of injury externally that I could see. She described, as we've heard in testimony prior to the incident occurring, she overheard Kayla and been making loud noises to check that, found her to be involved in sexual acts with herself. And then Brittany went to go to her living room and was followed by Kayla. And once in the living room area, Brittany reports that Kayla had called the infant an explosion, and the baby was sitting in a bouncer seat. And Kayla immediately started to assault the infant that was sitting in the seat. The reports that I've received from Brittany was that throughout the altercation, Kayla had obtained or utilized some of the ornaments that were in the residence, which I believe to be porcelain type small glass style decorations. Some were broken, some were not, but they were likely about 4. She reported that one of the ornaments was used to strike the child in the head. Brittany said that she tried to stop the assault of her child physically, but was able to do so. So she obtained a butcher knife or a kitchen knife from the kitchen and attempted to defend the children. She told me that a struggle ensued because of that knife, that Kayla was attempting to gain control of the knife from her. And during that struggle, Brittany received some cuts on her stomach, on her body, and potentially some cuts on Kayla. So at that point, observing the children, listening to what Brittany was saying, which again, she was very, very emotional, it's kind of hard to put the whole story at that point because of what occurred. I requested EMS to the scene. EMS arrived, began treatment and assessment of Brittany and her 2 children. One of the EMS workers would report that the infant did have a knock on its head that they observed at the field. Further indicating that some type of violence or some type of physical altercation would occur with the child. I then requested permission from Brittany to photograph the residence and collect evidence from the trailer, which she further investigated. In the living room, among all the broken items and the TV, which had also been damaged during the event. There were 2 blood smears in the floor. We took samples of those 2 blood smears. According to Brittany, she pointed out that blood was from her infant child during the event occurred. Collected samples of that, took photographs, collected the knife that was outside the residence that she indicated was a knife involved in the initial assault. Brittany and her 2 children were transported to the local hospital for treatment. And Kayla was ultimately arrested for attempted burglary, offensive felonious assault, and endangering children.
Did you observe injuries on Brittany Kazee?
So I did. Brittany showed me, it was pretty clear that she was at least cut or sliced on the front of her shirt because the shirt was torn, consistent with a knife cut. She raised her shirt and showed me the light lacerations. I think they were horizontal or something, I believe, due to. She also had some marks on her face that I made note of while I was there with her. She pointed out a mark for some injuries to her leg, and I think to her back as well. Those were all photographed by the other time.
Did you have contact with, Kayla Harris Holbrook?
I know I never had any interaction with Ms. Holbrook at the scene, but I am familiar with the photographs that were taken of her. I am familiar with the body footage of the interaction with the officers and their reports.
Did you see on Kayla Holbrook, from the photographs, indications of similar kinds of knife wounds? Or anything like
So
that?
there was an injury to one of her hands. I don't know if she left her right. According to the EMS, another officer wants to see the back of the hand, I believe. There were some other injuries on her body that were photographed by officers while she was at the hospital receiving treatment herself on her upper body. I don't know if those were sustaining an initial assault or if they were as a result of the incident when she was taken into custody.
Did you receive any information by way of copies of social media conversations or anything like that that would put any of this in context?
At the time, during the call, I wasn't advised of what we learned today of those messages. That information didn't come out during the scene. Our primary objective at that point was obviously treatment of the child and Brittany herself with injuries she received. So that was news to me today. I'm not aware of those until today.
The child that you observed, was that the child known as, that's been identified as BB?
Yes,
And do you believe that that child was assaulted?
I do. We've actually requested medical records from the hospital and we're waiting to receive those records to observe this what the
Given everything that you, and I don't know if you're able to substantiate this or not, but the account that Ms. Kazee gave was that her child was being assaulted and she got the knife out for the purpose of defending the child. Do you feel that given the evidence that you were able to observe and collect, that it is likely that that was the scenario?
I would object. I believe that's a question of development trial of fact.
Did you collect the knife?
Yeah, we collected the knife, 2 swabs from the blood smears before, photographs of the broken items around the living room to include the Christmas ornaments, the broken TV, and there was a suction ball used for infants to clean noses. Brittany indicated in the initial report that she utilized that to try to clear the blood from the baby's nose and out the child. We collected that as well.
Did the evidence that you collected and the things that you observed there at the scene, were they consistent with the account that Ms. Kazee gave to you as to what happened?
Yes, based on my observations, I believe there was probably cause to believe, as Ricky had reported, the events to have occurred to actually have occurred.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Mr. Moore?
You didn't have any contact with my client, did you?
No, sir.
You don't know when these wounds were inflicted upon the child, do you?
I don't.
Nor do you know when they were inflicted on Brittany either, do you?
Only based upon her statement, the observations on the scene.
You have no personal knowledge of that, do you?
Pardon me. Personal knowledge.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. Did you say you received some social media?
No, sir.
Okay.
I just learned that today in testimony from Rick.
One second, Sean.
It's just plurality.
That's all I have, Judge.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Can we sit down or the officers release?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ask me. Oh, I can't ask her a question. No. Maybe sometime.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Any evidence from the defendant?
The defendant wishes to take the stand, Judge.
Okay. She's been advised of her right.
Yes, and I will go through that with her before I ask her to testify as well.
All right, so we're going to stand and be sworn in. Raise your hand as much as you possibly can. You swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Maybe so. Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Judge. Would you tell us your name, please?
Kayla Holbrook.
Earlier this morning, I had a conference with you and explained that you do not have to say anything. You have the right to remain silent. Nobody can force you to say anything. And then after I get done asking you questions, Mr. Heald may have some questions for you, as well as the court. Do you understand that? And you understand that you do not have to sit there and say a word about this. And if you don't say anything, the state can't use your silence in an attempt to prove that you're guilty. Do you understand that?
I'm not sure the last part, but I'm just going to tell the truth, sir.
With those in mind, you want to testify?
Yes.
All right. Where do you live?
At the moment, I don't know. I was living in 1649 Township Road 97.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
I was living at Township Road 97 with my husband prior to like a month ago. And I offered to go wherever they wanted me to go so that we didn't have any problems. I offered to live with my husband's parents. I offered to live with Poppy. I offered to live in the trailer up on the hill that nobody lives in.
Can we talk about December 22nd?
Yes, sir.
Did you go to Brittany's house?
I had been at Brittany's house. I went over there. I didn't go over there for smoke. I didn't know that she had that. I just went over to talk. But any type of human contact, whenever you're going through something hard, it's kind of, I mean, when you're able to be around somebody that's joyful, or, you know, it helps with your mood. And at that time, I was trying to not do vices. I was trying to not smoke cigarettes. I was trying to not drink. I was trying to be as there as I can be.
Were you having a mental health issue?
I would say now I do, yes, sir. I definitely would say that I have. I've been through some trauma and stuff. That was recently found out that they were trying. Well, my husband had groomed me into saying that I had schizophrenia. I don't have schizophrenia. My doctor actually just was able to remove that. Not just my doctor. I went to a mental health hospital at King's Daughters. He had me submitted.
Okay, let's stay on December 22nd right now if we can. About what time did you go to Brittany?
It should be on her Facebook Messenger of as far as what day I went over there. I never left and went home or stayed home. I went home to get items like baby wipes, and I went to get a rug and stuff I ordered on Temu. Like my last, but I was trying to get the house ready for my husband, so I ordered a bunch of stuff. So I did go over and I brought some of that stuff that I bought with me to her house because I felt like we were in like a survival situation, and to share like items, like if I had baby wipes, she didn't have a car at the time. Then my husband had let me know that I had a car, and we went and got some, I mean, we was just, for me, I thought that we were trying to do with the best possible with what we had in the situation. I did begin to have a panic attack, if we can get straight to the point there with that situation. I did begin to have a panic attack. It had been going on about 4 hours straight, because whenever you scare me about my daughter or something, it's going to shake the ground I walk on, for sure. I was having a panic attack. I tried to go to the back room to calm down, because sometimes if I remove any type of restriction from, if I can lay face down or I can get my heart rate under control, I won't need anxiety medication. So, but she had slipped me a half box and trying to help out. I don't think she should get in trouble for that. I think she honestly was just trying to help me out and get me under control as far as panic attack. And but the way she was going about it, being aggressive with me and shaking my head, and all I did was just try to remove her off of me. And then I told her, Brittany, I have to go home, and I should have asked her to sing and calm me down, but I was too scared to ask her.
Did you abuse her baby?
No, sir, I did not. Whenever we
Tell the truth.
Whenever I was back in the back room, and when you're on drugs that you've never been on before, even if it's just a half, it affects your judgment. That's why I don't want stuff like that. But I came in, I sat in front of the TV, and all of a sudden, it just something took over me. That's what I said. Whenever I talked to him on the phone, it was like all I heard was somebody screaming trains.
How'd you get in? To Brittany's house?
She let me in.
You didn't use any force or anything like that?
No, sir.
All right. And at some point during this incident, did you have a knife?
No, sir. The lacerations on my hand are due to the taser gun. Whenever it made contact with my skin, whenever they ignite the first pulse, whenever they did that, it ripped my hand skin.
Is that where the blood came from in the cruiser?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
And then I got a little something on my toe just from.
Did you cut Brittany with a knife in the belly?
No, sir.
Or on the back?
I wanted to just get her off of me without using any type of least amount of force as possible. I wanted to just get out of the situation, because I knew the aggression and the shit, it wasn't pulling me out of it. I just needed to go sit by myself in that situation. It was helping me to be with her, but the aggressive attempt to calm the panic attack, I had to remove myself from the situation.
How did the incident end?
That's why I'm not sure about the why. There's multiple saying that there was multiple returns. As soon as I tried to do it, like I said, I went to the back bedroom by myself. That didn't work. And then when I tried to leave, she didn't want me to leave because my car is there, but she's still more than welcome to use my car. She fixed it. I got no problem with that as far as that goes, but I didn't return back to the house. As soon as I left, I realized I didn't have my car keys with my house key on it, and I did have an extra house key in my purse along with my medication. That was all inside the home of Brittany Kazee. And I decided it was best for me to do something else other than try to return. And at the time, I was still in a state of panic, so I ran to my neighbor's house, the only one that's, I don't really know, in a divorce, it's hard because you got everybody on one side. I'm not from here, and I know, it's hard to, when you don't have anybody to reach out. I just reached out to whoever I thought could help me.
Did you cause any injuries to Brittany's face or head?
No, sir. I just, whenever she had a hold of my head, which is why I have missing hair, which is fine, but I grabbed a hold of her shoulders and I just placed her back to remove her from my head. And then once I removed her from my head, I told her, I said, Brittany, I've got to go home.
How did the incident begin? Who struck who first?
Nobody struck anybody from my understanding. What happened was, she was in my face, had a hold of my head, and I was asking her to let go of me, and I didn't want to touch her, so I threw a village house, that the porcelain little Christmas village that he was explaining. I did throw underhand 2 of those, trying to get her attention, like, please, I'm begging you to release my face and, let me leave here.
I believe that's all I have, Your Honor.
Mr. Hume?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Holbrook, is it fair to say that you were, I think you used the term panic attack?
Yes, sir.
Would it be fair to say that there's some parts of what happened that you don't remember at this time?
Well, yes, sir. Anytime you're in a drug psychosis on a drug that you've never experienced before, I would definitely say there are parts that you either, I would say it's happened so fast, or for instance, which I've had a long time to reflect on. So, yeah, when you're on drugs, I do think that people will do things that they wouldn't normally do.
And the drugs that you were on, for what?
I was currently taking my autism medication, which is Risperdal or Risperdal, one of the names, and then I have ADHD medication also. The ADHD medication kind of keeps me from rambling, and it helps me get to my point. But sometimes with the autism, I just learned that I had autism when my husband submitted me in the mental hospital. So I'm not really sure how to work with my medication yet. I have a lot to learn as far as what I need to do in order to make sure that I'm not, a problem in society or a burden.
How long have you been on that medication?
I'm 2 or 3 months now.
So you're still just getting used to it.
Yes, sir. I also, like I said, I have a lot of information to learn about autism and how to maybe deal with myself. It's not up to people to make decisions for me. It's up to me. So I do need to learn more.
You're under added stress. I think you were talking about your husband. Maybe you all are being divorced at this time?
Yeah, I've been trying to, I've told him it didn't have to be divorced. I'm trying to work with my husband, but that's what I offered, to live in wherever is best for me or whatever. But I do need, I'm not going to say that like I can't get up and make myself like a tortilla pizza roll or something, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say that I'm not able to do those things for myself. However, sometimes I do need help with decision making, money, stuff like that. Sometimes well, I mean, there's stuff that comes with bipolar disorder, and they tell you whenever they're set, they give you, now you're not going to do it yet. You know what I mean? They know there is information about tendencies and things that we can all learn to work with and avoid.
Such as losing control and doing things that you later on don't remember doing?
No, sir. I don't lose control, and later on don't remember. That doesn't happen to me. Sometimes in a moment, things happen a little bit too fast, and things happen that you necessarily don't like or may look bad. People might try to say some, you know what I mean? But
you were at Brittany Kazie's house, and it appears anyway that there was a real big fight of some sort, or some sort of a...
The only animosity or any type of like bickering that I would say, whenever Jason Bruce returned home and he threw Gabriel to the ground and got aggressive with him, I did speak up and I said, no, that's too much.
When did that happen?
I think I'd been staying with her for about a week.
I'm talking about on this particular day, on December 20.
No, that didn't happen. That happened the day prior. Sorry, sir. That's what I'm not sure if you're talking about the week that I stayed with her.
Okay, so you've already talked about you threw some ornaments.
Yeah, just at the TV because I was trying to get her off of me. I figured it was better to throw an ornament at a physical object than to lay hands on another human being.
All right, so we've been told that the reason that she was on you was because you were beating up her baby.
No, sir.
You're saying that just didn't happen.
No, sir. I put my hand on the Bible that I would never hurt a child, and I never in my life ever even crossed my mind.
Even when you're under the influence of several different drugs that you're just getting used to?
Sir, you could put me under influence, I would never hurt a child.
What about, and I think you also mentioned that you were given some Suboxone too?
Well, that's what part of the reason I was staying with Brittany is because she was helping me not drink. When I drink, I get more sad because I'm getting divorced, and sometimes we try to chase pain away with a pain reliever, and sometimes drinking is a pain reliever for some people. But with my situation at the time, and I probably don't need to be drinking at all in general, but definitely not while I'm going through a divorce and tension's high and anxiety's high, and that's when you mess up.
So you were drinking?
No, sir, I was not.
Okay.
I didn't have any. She actually was the only funding that I had as far as money. So if there was alcohol, then she might have forced it down, but that didn't happen. But.
Now, it's my understanding that you had left on this particular day and then came back, and when you came back, that's when the trouble started.
No, sir. If I ever left her house, I walked directly over. My house is right across the creek, so I would walk over there and I would get, like I said, like I would forget stuff like she wanted to wax, we was going to do makeup, I had a bunch of stuff over there, and we was bored, and we didn't have a car at the time.
Is that what you did on this particular day?
I mean, there was that particular day. I don't sit at. Unfortunately, whenever you're talking about that particular day, the only thing that stands out in my brain is trauma on that day, and that signals to me the bad stuff that happened right now in my brain until those things are able to be settled or as truth and stuff comes to light. It's hard for me to sit here and think about other parts of the day that they don't matter.
Okay, but I guess to me that sounds like there are parts of the day that you don't really remember.
I mean, like I said, I wake up, 6 o'clock in the morning, she goes to sleep all night, I watch the babies while they're asleep. I mean, if they cry, I try to get her a bottle before she wakes up because she's helping me too. She's listening to me. She's listening to me sit up here and tell her my whole life story and try to understand from my side what I'm going through. And that's why I was staying with her, because she does understand me. She understands me on a different level because she's been through a lot of pain and trauma like I've been through. And so I felt like I was in the same space. And you betrayed my friendship.
Can't speak out.
So your house is real close to her house. And were you living there at the time that this happened?
I was living at, the 1649. Like I said, I offered to go wherever, and I was going to try to stay with my parents. My husband didn't ever give me a for sure answer, like, yes, I want to divorce you. No, I don't want to divorce you. I just was sitting like a duck waiting for him to tell me what to do.
Was he living there at that time?
No, he wasn't helping me. He actually tried to hurt me and Brittany. Whenever he returned my car to me, he made sure he didn't put the lug nuts on right, so my tire was shaky.
So you were able to go home?
That's why my keys to my house and everything, whenever I ran barefoot, obviously I went to the back room. That's why I had no top on, is because I was trying to relieve restrictions so I could calm my heart rate, so I could get to it, but I couldn't. And then when I tried to just leave, that's when it all,
So that's why you didn't go home, you went to Mr. Simpkins' house?
No, sir. The reason I didn't go to my house is because my car keys and my house keys was in Brittany because he's home, and I didn't want to re-enter the home.
So you went to somebody else's house? And not your own?
In a state of panic, I was trying to get a hold of somebody for help, yes.
Now, The deputy indicated that you were just like partially dressed when he found you.
Yes, sir. Whenever I went back, because she gave me the Suboxone, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go back there and I'm gonna lay down and try to calm down. So yeah, I had on like biker workout shorts or camo, and in her house to keep it a little hot for me. So, and I stress sweat because I was going through a lot and doing a lot of processing. So,
And
I did
Ms.
say
Kazee
about-
said that you were masturbating.
no, sir, I was not.
Were you making noises like you were masturbating?
Sometimes when you like if you're laying face down, you might like make a sigh of relief whenever you're hurt, but not. I was definitely not masturbating or moaning or any of those names.
So you went to this Simpkins house. You didn't know those people?
No, sir. I've talked to him just a couple of times, not like just like they give me a twin bed for my daughter, or, you know what I mean? Like it was just neighborly type of no.
You didn't have a top on.
Right. I had taken it off.
And
Because
you
I
went
was
to
in
the
that
neighbor's
bedroom by
house and you're
myself.
trying to get into the neighbor's house and you're not fully even dressed.
Trust me, I know it was very uncomfortable. I told the cops whenever they had me in the car, I was very uncomfortable.
And Deputy Shope said that you were saying things that just didn't even understand what you were trying to say.
Because I'll tell you exactly what I did this 2 months prior whenever I ran to the same house because I was terrified and I took every file, my baby pictures, everything with me. Sometimes whenever I'm having a panic attack, it's for instance, like if my heart rate was high right now, I would look at that, whatever that is, the speaker right there, and I would say speaker, that speaker, counter, line. I find things that I can identify that I know without a doubt about it. That's what it is. And sometimes that comforts me because I can say, okay, I see it. That's what it is. It's what it is. I can feel it. I can identify, and that can calm me down. So sometimes I do say, like, whenever they arrested me, I said, door. I said, keyhole, because I saw the keyhole in the door. I've seen lines, because the lines of the grate, whenever you walk, like, it's supposed to stop, like an air dam at the bottom of the door. There were lines on it.
Now I want to take you to this involvement that you had with Ms. Kazee that she described as that you assaulted the baby and that you struggled, that she struggled with you and you struggled with her.
Me and her went through a little struggle together, and whenever we struggled, whenever she finally let go of me, of course, like a baby bouncer, if you fall onto a baby bouncer, it's very hard to distribute your weight to where you're not putting any weight on it. But once I fall on it, it's gonna rock because it's not, you know what I mean? So I tried my best to roll off of it to the left. Once I rolled off of it, the baby did cry because I scared him. Because, I mean, what baby wouldn't be scared in that situation? Then that's when she grabbed hold of me again. I told her, Brittany, I've got to go home. And I was coming from a place like, I'm begging you to let me go home. I need to go. Whatever these people that are out, that I'm around right now, don't support me.
Because you didn't say anything before about having anything to do with that baby.
No, sir.
You didn't say, well, yeah, I may have hurt the baby,
I did not hurt the baby.
but it was an accident. You didn't say that before.
But I didn't hurt the baby, and if she shouldn't have thrown me towards the baby if she didn't, you know what I mean?
Remember there being a knife involved?
No, sir, I did not have a knife in my hand, and DNA will prove that whenever they run it on fingerprints and stuff.
So you've relied on Ms.
True.
Kazee quite a bit for friendship
Absolutely,
and support
yes, sir.
and mental stability and all this
Yes,
stuff.
sir,
And
I
now all of
did,
a
and
sudden
that's
she's
why-
telling a bunch of lies about you? How's that figure?
Called the end of the world is the only way I know to say.
That's all I had.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
You may step down, man.
We press.
We don't have any other witnesses.
Well, in 30-some years, I gotta say, this is one of the most unusual cases I've heard in terms of evidence, but I'm gonna find that there is probable cause to bind the case over to the grand jury. I'll keep the bond as is. Maybe some additional motions that need to be filed. Please vote.
Yes, sir.
Case bound over to grand jury.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Well, that one was pretty wild. There's going to be a lot of restrictions on this video, you know, adults only, that kind of thing. But these two ladies are crazy, both of them. I'm just worried about the little one. I hope he's okay. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I so appreciate you all for being, you know, my loyal subscribers. I really, really do. And I hope you had a great New Year's Eve, nice and safe. And I hope you have a wonderful new year. I'll see you guys later.